Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Little Miss Thinks a Lot. I'm your host, Aurelie, and today I have a special guest. This is Dulce. She's joining me for this episode. This is episode 4 already. Wow. How are
Hi
you?
guys.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You
Yeah,
good?
I'm doing good. Just came back from like shopping, like grocery shopping and all that stuff. So I'm doing good.
Nice. That's good. So, just a little bit of a background story for us. We've known each other since high school. It's been 10 years now. Can't believe it. It's been that long. But Dulce now lives in Oklahoma. Now we're in San Fernando. Well, I'm in San Fernando right now. We used to go to San Fernando High, but she moved out of state. How is that?
It's good. I mean, it was a different, it's different from California, especially. I remember coming over here. I literally had a couple of days I graduated from college, and my sister has been living here for a while now, so that's why I had moved over here. And I remember coming over here and I was like, there's no sidewalks, like literally no sidewalks. So I was like, oh my
What?
goodness, how am I going to walk? And I was like, I had a car, but I didn't have a job or anything. And I was like, well, how am I going to get like some walking or something? But it was like
Hmm.
different. Very, like, how would I say? There's so much space compared to the valley. Because now that I go visit my family, because I still have family over there, like my mom, my dad, and a sister.
Hmm.
And I go visit them, and I feel like everything is just compact, you know?
Yeah.
And like when I'm over here, I'm like, okay, like I actually have to have a car to go get to places and all that stuff. But like over there in the valley, I would take the bus or walk or something, and everything's just close.
Yeah.
But
Wow. So everything's just like in a sense bigger, right?
yeah, 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 I would say that. It's just more like land in between. There's no mountains, there's no valleys. That's the only thing I miss from the valley.
Aw. Well, for sure we miss you here. So after college, you said you moved out there, right?
Yeah, I moved over here right after literally 2 days or 3 days. I don't know how long. But it was funny because I had a summer job in Davis because I went to UC Davis. I had a summer job and I was going to stay there for like the summer in the apartment I had with my roommate. And I went back home with my parents because they went to go see me graduate and all that stuff. And I was like, hey, well, at least I have like a summer job. And I was like, worried because I'm like, I'm not gonna have a job after that. And to me, I'm like, I'm gonna move in back with my parents. And that is the last thing I want because I was over here in Davis, my independent years, being able to go out, not asking permission and all that stuff, and doing my own thing because I mean that's the thing I was used to and now for 4 years. And so when I came back with my parents, I was like, I'm gonna have to stay with them. I'm gonna have to ask permission and all that stuff, even though I feel like I wouldn't have. But I mean, it's just the respect that I had for my dad, and plus I was kind of scared of him. um, so then I told him that I was gonna go back in the summer for like the summer, and then I would come back. But with that realization of me staying with our parents, I was like, oh, I can't just, do that. So my sister's like, you should come to Oklahoma. Like, there's more opportunities and all that stuff. You could get a house later on, all of this stuff, because California's so expensive.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I was like, okay, okay, that's fine. So then literally we had to go back up to Davis, get all my stuff from the apartment, come back, take a little nap, and that the same night we left to Oklahoma. And it was just
Wow.
yeah, and I'm literally telling you it's 19-hour drive and it sucks. And I've done it twice because we went back again what I don't know, like a couple of years ago, and I was like, "Ah, I'm never doing this again. I hate this. Like I hate the drive. If we're not stopping
Yeah.
to go state to like visit, I don't want to drive.
Aw, well, that's a big move. Like this is well, besides your
Yeah.
sisters living there, would you visit them before you moved there? Or so like were you already kind of familiar with it over there?
There was one time in 2012, we actually, my parents and like my other two sisters and her, we were helping her move over here. So it
Hmm.
was like during the summer and all that stuff, and we were helping her move over here, and we stayed like on the south side of Oklahoma. That's like no, like kind of reminds me of Pacoima.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of Mexican Hispanic people there, so I'm like, okay, you know. So we were staying with her for like 3 weeks in the summer, and my sister was actually trying to convince my dad to move back then, and I was like, no, I don't want to move. I have a Project Grad scholarship. No, I'm not gonna do that. We didn't end up moving. We just stayed there for 3 weeks and then we went back. But I feel like my dad blames me for not moving back then because he's like, if I wouldn't have listened to you and all that stuff, we could have been over there with your sister. And I was like, hey, I'm just a child here. You could have totally forced me. You okay?
That's true. Yeah. And hey, I
I
mean,
mean,
it's not too late. They can still move there if they wanted to, no?
I told them because now, luckily, like thank God, I was able to buy a house with my partner in 2020, and that was when the price market for housing was perfect.
Yeah.
And so um, I'm gonna say thanks to my sister because she was the one that's pressuring us, get a house, get a house, get a house, get a house, and I was like so like, oh, stop pressuring. But all that pushing, she helped and all that stuff. Just get a house, look at the houses and all that stuff. And I had told my dad, I was like, okay, like you guys could come live over here. Like my partner is fine with like my parents living with us and all that stuff. We have three
Mhm.
bedroom, two bath, and I was like, one of them could literally be for them. And he's like, yeah, why don't you just tell them? And we keep telling them, but it's just the issue of like my dad when I was in 11th grade, he had like kidney failure, so he now does dialysis, and he's been doing it for like what, almost 11 years. So the healthcare over there is more beneficial for him than him coming over here,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
just I don't know the process of that. And so I'm just like that stresses me out. So it kind of sucks because when they come visit, he can't really stay a long time unless we plan it like months ahead for him to have dialysis services over here.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like crazy. So that's one issue. And then I don't know, at that time my sister, the younger one, had gotten pregnant, so my dad didn't want to leave her. So
Mhm.
it's also like kind of half and half and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm just like telling them, come over here. Don't worry about anything. Like we'll take care of you. Like I don't know.
That's so nice. Aw, such a good daughter. And your
I
other
mean,
sister?
I try, even though
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like, you
Yeah.
know.
So, if I may ask, like, what do you have a degree in, and like, what are you working in now?
Yeah. I have a bachelor's in it's managerial economics. That's a fancy word of like business. I
Okay.
feel like that's a fancy word to say.
Mhm.
And right now, I currently am a tax consultant, but people always get it confused because every time during like tax season, they're like, "Do you know how to do taxes?" And I'm like, "No, I don't do that." So I I just do like say if you had a company and you just do your payroll taxes and all stuff, but I set up your taxes in our system, and so I'm able to work from home with that job. So I am really blessed because my friend, she, her name's Lizzie, and it's crazy story with her too. I always tell everybody this crazy story. So I was working with her ex boyfriend. So let me give you a backstory of where I was working when I got
Okay, go ahead.
when I got over here. I literally didn't have a job for like a month, but my sister was fine. She was like, she right now and yeah, back then and right now she works at Hobby Lobby, but it's like the warehouse. So wherever they have all the stuff that gets sent to other states and everything.
Okay.
So she works there, and she told me like hopefully you could get into the corporate side because I mean I had a degree and everything, so I was like trying and trying, and I like literally applied and all that stuff, and I never heard back, and I was like so devastated, and I was like I don't even know where else to apply and all that stuff. And so she's like just apply to the warehouse and hopefully you could go from there, and then apply again to the corporate so they can see like okay you've been working at Hobby Lobby for a while.
Mhm.
And so I was like okay, and I'm like at least it's a little bit money that I could have and hopefully move out, you know.
Yeah.
So then I worked there for like a year and a half, and I my job right there was a puller, so I would just get a receipt of like things that had to be in a box for each store and all that stuff. I was literally it was like that was a time where I was like, I'm not even using my degree for this. So I was just very disappointed, and I'm like trying not to be disappointed because I was like, it's a job, it's something. So I'm like, the struggle was real, you know.
Yeah.
And then what's it called? I would do that, and I from there I went from a puller to a team leader for that same area, and I lasted there for almost a year. I would say, yeah, almost a year, and I ended up applying to this payroll tax system called Paycom. I don't know if you heard of it,
It sounds pretty
but
familiar.
it's just like payroll taxes as well.
Yeah.
So I ended up applying there because one of my TL friends, he was like, I applied and I didn't get accepted because I didn't have a degree. So I was like, I'm gonna apply because I have a degree,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So then I went and I applied. And it was funny because I saw that little ad, like how Facebook has ads for like jobs and all that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
funny because that time where before I was working at Hobby Lobby, I saw that ad and I was like, oh, that looks so fake for
Yeah.
Paycom. And I was like, now I'm
Yeah.
applying to Paycom. Like, where was this like a year ago?
Yeah.
And I was so like, oh my gosh. And so I ended up I ended up interviewing for them, and then they said okay. And I had like 2 weeks of vacation. I went to Cali and all that stuff. I came back, still got paid for that. So I was like, okay, I learned
Oh,
my way to get vacation and get paid and everything.
yeah. Oh, how nice.
I
So
know.
before you got your house, you were living at your sister's house?
Yes, I was living with her for how many months? I would from when I left with her, it was in June till March, because then I moved in with my partner.
Your partner,
And
did you meet them out there or here in California?
no, out here.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. I met them when I was working at Hobby Lobby, so it was fine.
Oh, how
Yeah.
cute.
It felt like we were moving in too fast, but
Yeah.
that
Oh,
was
girl.
a crazy.
I'm like, don't even worry about that because I felt like I was moving fast with my relationship too because we had
Mhm.
started, let's say, I think it was 2021, I think it was.
Mhm.
We started talking in September and we ended up moving in with each other the following March. So it was like a couple months of just like knowing each
That.
other. I guess for me, it just sounds like it was fast. And the funny thing is that I had told them at one point, I'm like, I want to take things slow. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, you want to move in? And he's like, oh, okay. I thought you wanted to take things slow. But
Is that your current
now,
partner right now?
yeah, my current boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
So we've been living with each other, and living with each other for like 3 years now.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's been nice. And right now we're renting, but soon enough we really want to get our own place. But I'm I'm one who's like, I want to take trips, I want to go here, I want to go there. I just want to spend money. I'm very bad at saving money. So I'm like, and here to buy a house, it's stupid crazy,
Yeah.
but I just want to spend, spend, spend. And he's like, no, we have to focus. We have to focus. So it's kind of like he's all focused and I'm over here trying to get him out of the focus. But I'm trying. But I'm
Just
like,
once
Oklahoma.
you could do one trip a year.
I know, but that's so hard for me. I'm depressed the whole
You know
time.
what?
But go ahead. Sorry.
Costco has some deals, so I'm just saying they have some all-inclusive deals. So I'm just putting it out there.
What has deals?
Costco.
Really? For traveling?
Yeah.
No
Yes, they had.
way.
I saw one because I wanted to take one this year, but he
Uh-huh.
needs to get his passport still.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's one for like literally travel from the airport to the place,
Hmm.
all inclusive. I don't know what else it was. Yeah, all inclusive
Wow.
plane for like 2 grand.
Wow. Okay. And was
So
this
I'm just
where was the place to? Was it far or like not too far?
It was for Los Cabos.
Okay, okay. Nice.
Yeah,
All inclusive. I want to do one of those, an all inclusive.
yeah.
Um, but I'm so happy for you. It sounds like you're doing great. And then you have your fitness journey. I've been seeing you on Instagram. I'm like, dang, that went by. I feel like time went by so fast. Like you can
Yeah.
see your progress. And I'm like, damn, I really need to get started. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get started next week or this week. I'll like
Yeah.
start going to the gym and be super focused. And then I'll like crash for like 2 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, I need to stop. I need to go back. So it's just,
Mhm.
for me, it's just the consistency. But right now I'm like 2 weeks in and I feel like I have a big problem with being bloated. So I really, that's like my biggest thing. I need to fix my diet, but I always fall into like, oh, let's just get pizza tonight, or like let's just, or getting chips, or getting something bad. Like
Yeah.
I always fall into it, and I get so bloated, and I'm like, okay, I need to stop. This is my biggest
Mhm.
problem.
Mhm. Like the snacking and all that stuff.
Yes, yeah, but I just, I need to stop thinking and just do it. I'm
You're doing
overthinking
great.
it.
If you told me 2 weeks, that's super great. Girl,
Yeah,
that's fabulous. I mean, like from you going to not consistent to being like, hey, this is 2 weeks. That's some
yes,
major goals there.
yes,
But like how
definitely.
you said, like snacking and all stuff, I love snacking too. It's just you need to just find the alternatives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like
true.
just healthier versions of it. I don't know, like kind of like that. I don't know. I don't know.
So, if I remember correctly, you were telling me about how you wanted to be a personal trainer. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. How
So I
is that
ended up.
going?
I ended up like enrolling in January, and I was like studying and studying. The lady told me if I take the practice test, I can train online, and then if I take like the normal test that I can't use my notes and all that stuff, and if I pass, then I could do it in person. If I don't, then I have to retake it and all that stuff. I'm still studying. I did pass the practice one, so I could take online clients and all that stuff. So if you guys are out there and want some motivation, anything, just message me on Instagram. Then we can take it from there.
Yes, I'll even include her information in the description below. So if you guys want to message her, definitely do it. I remember you had messaged me and you told me like, "Hey, do you want to try this?" So we were like on Instagram messaging back and forth, and then I ended up trying it. It was hard because at the time I wasn't at the gym. I didn't have a gym membership, but you were accommodating with doing things at home, and I still use from time to time my what are those the pulling.
Yeah, the little bands.
Yeah, the bands. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
them. I like them a lot actually. Like I was like, hey,
Mhm.
this is a workout. Like the resistance levels on them. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's really great. Like I never would have thought I could have done that. I always thought like, oh,
Mhm.
let me just buy some dumbbells and I'll do stuff at home. But this is just as good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I was working with a girl
mhm,
last, what was it, in May or April? I don't know. Or maybe sooner. I don't know. Time just flies.
it does.
I was working with her and like we were starting from the beginning. Like if when like go in September and you want to just try it out, we could do that too. But so I would just have her do some simple movements so she could get her form right. Like like squat with no weights because you want to make sure when you're squatting and doing other exercises, you are doing it in the correct form. If not, you literally will hurt yourself. I kept telling her that, and I'm like, I feel like I'm just repeating myself because I was like, we need to make sure your form's good. If not, you're gonna hurt yourself. And then, but when I started my gym journey, it was in 2020, I think, or 2021. I don't know. It was after COVID, but we still had to wear a mask at the gym. I
Okay.
remember.
Hmm.
I was just so I would do like ab workouts or little booty workouts here because I was like, I want a big booty. I want a big booty. I was just like focus on that. I just want a big booty. I don't care about my arms and all that stuff. I just want legs. But I ended up going to the gym. I literally was so intimidating. Didn't go near the weights. I stayed where they like stretch the stretching area mats, and I
Okay.
would just do my videos. just there, and literally would do that maybe 3 times or 2 times a week. Because at that time I was still working at home from my other job, and so I just would do that at the gym. And then one day I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get the weights. I'm gonna go, but I'm not gonna stay over there. I'm gonna bring it back. And it's like slowly and slowly, and just to like say, as like women, I know like for like the gym, it's like mostly like known for like men, and that's their kind of space. But we need to make sure like us women too, that's our space too, take up space and not be afraid. Because literally when I got there, I was like so like not scared. I was just nervous. I was gonna get laughed at, but literally nobody cares. They'll like
Yeah.
one of them would like someone would, at least if you're doing it wrong, they'll come show you the movement, but they won't laugh at you. But that's why I'm like, we need to just take up the space in the gym and not be afraid. I wish I could tell myself
Yes.
there.
Yes. Oh my God. So I remember when I was started talking to you about the gym, like I did have like gym anxiety. That's why I wouldn't want to go into the gym. At the time, it was mostly because, I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
But it's true. When I first went in, like I kind of like did my own thing, and nobody cared. Nobody was looking at me. Nobody was like, bothering me. If anything, they'll just be like, "Oh, like, do you need this?" Or like, "Are you using this?" And I'm like, "Oh no, we're good." But before before going back to the gym this time, I would get anxiety because I wouldn't know how to control my breathing. I would like get
Mm-hmm.
into a heavyweight exercise, and like I guess I don't know if I would hold my breath or I was like hyperventilating. So I would like kind of get a little lightheaded, and I'd be like, okay, what the heck's going on? Like I had my
Yeah.
Apple Watch, and I would look at my heart rate, and it was like super high. So I'm like, okay. So I would like take deep breaths, and then I would watch it go down, and then I noticed myself getting better. And then I ended up joining Orange Theory. Do you know Orange Theory?
Yeah, yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah.
They have it over here.
Yeah, so I loved it so much. It's a little expensive. I stopped going because it just wasn't for me in that sense. So I loved it, and they actually go over things with you, and they teach you how to breathe and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Let's try this again. So I went back into the gym, and I was perfect. I was perfectly fine. But my big thing right now is like I keep like my routine usually is to do like treadmill, stairs, and then use the machines for like abs, legs. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I'll go to the freeway area to do arms, um, and the Smith machine. But I don't go to like the one that's completely free. The what is it? What is it called? Where you kind of like the Smith machine, just not attached.
Oh yeah, yeah. The squat rack.
Yeah, the squat
Is
rack.
that?
So I go alone, and sometimes before I would go with either friends or my boyfriend, and they would help me with stuff. But I'm too nervous to go to one of those by myself now, because I was like, dang, like what if I need help, or what if I drop something? I just feel like I overthink it. I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I know I just need to just do it, because at the end of the day, if something happens, everyone there is there to help, not to like discriminate or judge or anything like that. So I just need to work up the courage.
Yeah. Yeah, you could ask like whenever I go to the gym, if you need to just ask some random person, they'll like be able to spot you there. There's one time where this girl was doing like what is it called? Shoulder presses with like a free weight and all that stuff. And I literally was nervous to like just tell her, "Do you need help?" and all that stuff. And because I don't know those people, and I feel like I'm shy. So it's funny because I'm an extrovert, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I know you. I'm like an introvert, and I'm just like, mm.
And what happened? Did she look at you like, no, or what? Did she take it? Did you tell her?
No, I didn't ask. I
You
didn't
didn't.
ask her, but she came up to me because she's like, "I like your bra," and I was like, "Oh," and then I was like, "I was gonna tell you if you needed help," and she's like, "Oh, it's okay, next time," and all that stuff. And I was like, "I should have just gone."
Oh.
Red.
Yeah. Oh. And I see you wearing your Honor Active. That's so cute.
I
I
came
want
back
to.
from Pole Ponies, so that's why I was like,
Oh, no worries. Yeah. I want to wear cute outfits like that, but I just don't feel confident enough to wear them. And I feel like right now I'm just kind of like seeing what size fits me best. The
Yeah.
mediums are not for me right now because I feel like I'm a little heavier than I used to be. So I'm like, okay, let me do the medium to see how it fits. And it's a little too tight. So I need to order again larges to see how those fit. But I love all the styles and all the colors. And I'm just like, I just want more. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, I need a budget. I need to stop spending money.
That is me. It's funny because if you see my closet, literally ever since I started working from home, it's just gym clothes. So I justify it like, okay, I'm not buying regular clothes, I'm buying gym clothes, and you wear them every day. But at the same time, I'm like, my freaking wardrobe is more expensive than I don't even know. You know?
Yeah.
That you have to pay because um girl math, you know,
Yeah.
you're just paying for
You're
now
saving
and then
money.
exactly. But really
Yeah.
but
Oh my gosh. So, what?
I love that brand. Sorry.
Yeah. No, no, it's okay. You love the brand?
Yeah, I mean, I saw it too. What was it in 20 when I started my gym thing? It was funny because they were like new,
Hmm.
and literally I wanted to get some leggings from like their old collection, like the new, like the first one, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember trying to buy it, and like I was literally gonna check out and putting my credit card information and all that stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
It like sold out from my cart, and I was like, oh my gosh! And I like ended up
Wow.
getting small and it didn't fit good. I didn't like it, and I was like, oh, I look so ugly. I don't know.
Aw.
I was just like more like, so frustrated. And then like once they started coming out with more stuff, like with that brand, you definitely need to try it. Like I always size when I was a little heavier, I would always size up to a large just because I would feel more comfortable.
Mhm.
Because sometimes when you're working out, I don't want it to be compressed on my belly, and then my lonjas come out from here, and I'm just like, oh, I look
Yes.
like a potato.
Yeah. Or like a muffin. I feel like I look like a muffin. That's why I always wear big t-shirts, but and it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yes,
Especially
the
because you could get,
confidence.
yeah, you could get the high-waisted ones and then it just, it holds everything in.
Yeah,
Um,
but
so so what made you go into the gym? You just, you're like, I need to exercise, so I need to go into the gym.
funny thing is because when I was looking, I think was it 2021, I was like so skinny and not like I'm not so skinny. I was skinny, and I was like,
Mhm.
I don't have a booty anymore. So I was more like, I don't have a butt. Like we need to get this, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. They have all these booty machines, and I could do and all this stuff. And yeah, I was just more like, just I want to get a booty. And then from there, I just ended up being like, just growing in the gym and realizing like, I mean, it's awesome to have strong legs and all that stuff, but like when I would see the girls over there with like upper body strength, nice muscles showing, I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. And then they're back, and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that is what I want. So it's literally just changed through like the years and all that stuff. Now I'm just doing it because I'm able to move my body. You know, I'm lucky to be able to do that. I also, but aside doing the gym, I also, so in high school I used to play tennis. You know that.
Yeah.
I what was it in no, like 2 months ago, I met this one girl over here because I wanted to get back into playing tennis, and I wanted to show my nieces because
Hmm.
I'm like, you guys take so like so much time on your phones. Like I do too, but like for them, they're young, they need to move their bodies and all that stuff, you know. And to me, to help my nieces, you know, to start young and be like, okay, you need to cherish this body because if you're just sitting down all day in the couch, like I don't know, you know. And
Yes.
so I took them out to a court by their house and all that stuff. And it was funny because both of them were like, I'm tired. I can't breathe. I can't see. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we've been here for 20 minutes.
Hmm.
Like, no. And so they were having like competitions on other courts and also like tournaments. And so I ended up just, they were tired. They're like, can I go sit in the car? They ended up sitting in the car, and it was a hot day, but there was this one girl like in the end court, and I told her like, oh, can I just like rally with you guys? And she said yeah. And then from there she's like, give me your number, like there's a coach that helped has helped me like he could help you too if you want to keep playing tennis. And so she ended up inviting me on Sunday back over there, and I went, and he was there, and he's an older man. He's like 70, I think 70, or I don't know how old, but
Ah.
he's like older, but like when he plays tennis, like he still plays tennis, it's just
Mhm.
crazy. I'm like, dang. And so like every 3 to 4 days during the week, he comes and teaches like tennis, or just not teach. Well, yeah, teaches, and also like a lot of like high school girls or like girls that are in college go there too. Like around like a group of like 8 to 5 girls go just to
Mhm.
rally and stuff with him, and so I'll go during the week like 3 times. Like for the gym, I go like during my lunches, and then like after work, I go play tennis. And it's crazy because now I'm just like, I met this girl, and she's like, just give me your number. Maybe we could like set up like so you could come be in a tournament with us. And I'm just like excited.
Wow.
I know,
Yeah.
so I'm excited to go play tennis again. Like I
Uh-huh.
feel like school, I knew kind of what I was doing, but at the same time, we ended up playing Van Nuys, and Van Nuys was so freaking good and all that stuff. And I'm like, now, if I go and play one of them, I'd be like, okay, I'm good. I'm good, you
Yeah.
know? But I do that too. And then, like, on Saturdays, I'll do Pilates. So I'm, like, very active.
That's
So,
good. That's good. Take advantage and stay healthy. Nowadays, I feel like, well, I feel like, I don't know if it's just the people that I follow, like on social media or the people that I know, but I feel like everyone's super into their health. I feel like I see a lot of people like, eat better, do exercise, and then I mean, how you were saying, like the younger kids, they're kind of like iPad kids. Like they'll just want to be
yeah,
inside on their iPads or on the computer or doing something else. And it's kind of like, whoa, like how have these generations changed? Like they're so different, and it sucks because
exactly.
later on, if they keep up with it, they're gonna have health issues, and that sucks.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too when I was younger. Like, the only thing we had was TV. Like, when my dad gave me a phone, it was like in high school, but it was like those flip phones. And he's like,
Yeah.
if you use the internet, it's gonna be so much on the bill. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna touch the phone. I'm just gonna call you. I'm out of school and bye. You
Yeah.
know? And so when I was younger, we would always just literally use our imagination. I remember when I would play with my younger sister, we would literally pretend that we were like agents or whatever, and like pretend
Yes.
there's a, and just like forcefully like throw ourselves, like if there was an explosion. Like those little memories to me are like, those are like, I don't know, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
nowadays it's just like, I don't know if my nieces do that, because now that I go over to my sister's house, she's like, can I get V-Bucks or whatever? I don't even know. They play Fortnite, like,
For Roblox. Money for
yes,
Roblox? Yeah.
or she's like, I need a new skin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what is this?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we would use our creativity to have fun. And these kids, they're basically just given everything. And it's just like,
crazy.
it sucks. But then again, I overthink things. So I always like, okay, I need to, give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, why are they giving them the iPads? And it's because, it's not easy being a mom. But at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, well, it's kind of just like multitasking in a way. It's just
Mm-hmm.
how to manage it. And some, I
Yeah.
guess, they just rather, use the iPad for when it comes to times where it's just too much for them. And I mean, I guess whatever. I guess I have to be a mom to know why. But until I get
Yep.
there, I'm just kind of like, okay, well, I'm gonna. I know people, I know moms who are like a bit anti iPad, and they've done great. Like I'm like, I see their
Mhm.
kids, and I'm like, see, it's possible. Like you don't. I think it's just having wanting to do it. I don't know, but I guess I have to be a mom to know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I don't know. When I see my sisters and all that stuff with their kids, I'm just like, I don't know how you guys do it. Like moms out there, they're freaking, I don't know, so powerful, so strong. Like I can't even compare that because I don't have kids.
Yes.
And I don't even know if I want some later on. It's just, it's funny because myself, I tell my sisters, and it's funny because I'm like, oh yeah, when I have a baby, and they're like, so now you want a baby, and I was like, okay, but that's not like, if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with it. If it does, then I guess I'm okay with it. You know,
You didn't seem so sure about that one.
I know I feel like a teenager still. You know, I just feel like I'm trying to be young as much. You know, and just be like,
Yes.
you know, just like, oh my gosh, talk to me about whatever you need, and then if you start crying, I mean, I'll console you, but like if you're a baby, I'll be like, here you go, this is your baby. You know?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, I can. Oh my God, I can relate to that. I'm like, I feel like I'm not. I mean, we're adults now, but I feel like I'm still so young. I'm like, I'm too young
Mhm.
to have kids right now. But then you see all these people with full on families, and I'm like, damn, what, what's happening? Like, we're the same age. You have everything, and I'm still in the same spot. Like, what's not adding
Mhm.
up? But then I guess it's just, things happen. Like, people have kids, and then you have to change your ways, and that's how they end up. But I'm just like, I don't know if I'm ready if to have a baby. Like, at first, like a long time ago when I was like way younger, I'm like, you know what? I want six kids because
Yeah.
that's a lot. And then I started working in an OBGYN, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even know if I want one because there's so much that goes into it and so many things that can happen. Like, there's so many risks. I guess I've seen the good and the bad, a lot of the
Yeah.
bad. So I'm kind of like, I'm scared to get pregnant. That is a scary thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want my body to change. I don't want to go through the pain. Like, and it's just a lot that happens. But
Yeah.
then I have people who are like, you have kids because at the end of the day, like, your friends, they're all gonna have their own lives, and then it's just gonna be
Mhm.
you and your partner, and then things are gonna get old soon. So it's like,
Mhm.
do you want that family? Do you not want that family? And I'm still kind of like trying to figure it out. Like, do I want kids? I want maybe one, and then go from
Mhm.
there. But
Mhm.
right now, at this moment, I don't want kids because I feel like I have so much to do before I have one, and I feel like I need to prepare for it.
Yeah. And that's how I feel too. I'm just like, I don't know. It's funny because my sister's like, see, I'm gonna be a cool young mom. Now she has three, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you're just a mom now. You know.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
like,
it's just too much. It's like,
it is.
I don't know, it's just having that responsibility of taking care of a person for literally you legally 18 years, but responsibly, like, you know,
Their
you're
whole
gonna
life.
worry. Yeah, you're gonna worry for them. Like how my mom tells me, she's like, she's over there, but she's like, I always worry about you guys, and I don't want to be feeling like that. You know, call me selfish.
Yes.
I am selfish because like that's what I tell my sister. I was like, I like myself too. I love myself too much to be like, I want to have a baby right now, you know? And I
Yes.
don't know right now, maybe if it happens by accident, it happens. But I'm not purposely looking for one. Like, trust me, I'm tracking my cycle, making sure ovulating, everything. We're making it, you know? We're trying
Yeah.
not to get pregnant, you know? Because I'm
Yeah.
not on the pill. I'm tracking it, and I've been doing
Yeah.
good so far.
Yeah. But, things seem to be going good for you. You have a house, you have your partner, you have like your hobbies. Do you feel like there's something missing that you want to do and haven't done yet?
I want to travel more.
You want to try? Okay.
That's Yeah, like go visit. Like as I told you, that Costco has like all these packets and all stuff. They have one for Costa Rica, which would be so fun.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds fun. I think my friends
And
went
like
to Costa Rica and it looked like they had a good time.
yeah, so I'm like, I want to go see the volcano, and then I
Mhm.
want to go see the Mayan stuff. What was it? Is it in Cancun? I don't even know.
I think it might be. I know somewhere in Mexico.
Yeah, I want to go visit the Mayan stuff. So, see, that's what I'm like saying. Like to have children right now, that would be impossible if I had one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, if it happens, it happens. But we're not trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I get
I
you.
don't want to be mom. I'm just kidding.
Let me see. I had a question for you. So you like Oklahoma, you like planning to stay there. You don't want to move anywhere else.
I would like to move maybe to like Florida, but I know that's expensive too. I just want to be somewhere near a beach. I love the beach, the ocean. I don't
Uh-huh.
care if there's sharks. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I just close to it. So that's what I definitely miss about like Cali. You can literally just drive to the beach and
Hmm.
just. I mean, those beaches are not that clean, but when I was back in they were. But
It's
I want to go to.
something.
Yeah, I want to do Florida or maybe like I always tell him like Utah or something like where there's like mountains or like nice hiking places.
Hmm.
If anything, we could just go visit. Like I do want to go visit like Colorado and all that stuff. Like
Hmm.
that would be so. But so far, right here, at least for a while now, because we've been living here for like in the house for 4 years now.
Nice.
So
Hmm.
hopefully, maybe if we end up buying another house, if it's here, then that's fine, and we'll just rent this one out. That'll be
Hmm.
fine.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
it's just crazy. It's just so it's fun when you own your own house, but they don't tell you have to be checking all these things. Like was it this before summer started, our AC went out, and so that got and that just hit you in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like crazy of like, if something goes out, you can't just put a request in the apartments and be like, oh. Or, to your landlord and be like, oh,
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah.
do your own stuff. And
Yes. But
it's just like,
hey, that's how you learn, right? Like it happens once and you remember to make sure it doesn't happen again, right? Because
yes.
for the AC, it needs maintenance every year, doesn't it?
He does clean it, but it was the filters that messed it up because our dogs shed a lot of fur.
Yeah,
So he
girl,
didn't
I
clean it out.
understand that. Fur babies are real babies. They need a lot of attention. So, if anything, this is your practice for a real baby because the only
Oh,
plus
no.
the only plus side is you can leave them alone at home.
Yeah, that's the only thing I really like to. Like we've been having when we first got the first one, he would like chew a lot of shit. Like, chew on the corners of the
Yeah,
doors.
yeah,
So
teething, right?
yes, and I was like, okay, but he wasn't that bad. And then we're like, okay, I think we could get another one. Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh. This one ended up chewing the couch, the floor. Like, oh my gosh. And like one time he scared me when he chewed the floor because it's carpet. So there was a hole and I was like, there's
Oh my
clavos in
God.
it.
Oh my
Yeah, so I was like
God.
so scared. And he was like pooping but like bleeding and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to take him to a vet. Yes.
Yeah.
But then we went and it was like, he's fine. I'm just like
Oh my God, I
I
hate the
was like
vet.
crying. I'm like, he's gonna die.
Yeah.
But
Did
fine.
they try to upsell you all these other things like, oh, you need to buy this, you need to pay for this, your dog needs this?
Oh, they always try to do that. That's what I'm saying. Like
I hate the
babies are
vet.
expensive, but they're expensive too. Like, and it's just
Yes.
crazy because when I go, they have like allergies sometimes, and like their one shot is like 100 and something, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
gosh dang,
Do you
no.
do you give them anything special to help them with their allergies? Like I know that we give our dogs like these little treats and they're for like seasonal allergies or just allergies in
Mhm.
general.
I ended up so with them, I do their food,
Hmm.
so I cook their food and all that stuff. One of our dogs, the older one named Oliver, he had like his legs were shedding and all that stuff, so he was like he kept licking them. That's why, because of the allergies and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
But since I started making their food, and I ended up buying like this like fish oil from
Uh-huh.
Amazon,
Hmm.
and that has helped him so much. Like
Hmm.
his hair has grown back up,
Oh,
and
that's good.
we were just so worried because they were so dry, and I'm just like, I'm over this. I'm so frustrated. Like I changed your food, and maybe it was a food thing, and I was like, I don't know. And then, I mean, from there, I'd make their like food every other day, kind of thing. Just,
Yeah.
and it's funny because like you're so bougie, or she's like, I don't even know why you do their food, and I'm like, okay, this is my babies. You make baby for your food. I mean,
Yeah.
make food
Food
for
for your
babies.
baby. Yeah. No, oh my gosh, I know. So I've had this dog for since we graduated, I had a dog. She's the smaller one, and
Mhm.
honestly, she was like a family dog. She's what you call a Hispanic dog because she was living through like the roughest things. Like,
Mhm.
you know how you make your dog's food? Like, we would just kind of give her kibble and let her be because that's how I was raised. And like, whenever we had dogs, we just give them kibble and let them be. And of course, just like their regular baths and stuff like that. But as soon as we got our new dog and we had to get a Frenchie because my boyfriend wanted a Frenchie and they're like super sensitive to everything. So we got
Oh,
her. She went through her teething period, which you know the walls how they have molding at the bottom, like the little, like, she would chew that up. She would chew like a wood box. I have like the baskets. She'll chew the baskets. She would chew everything. Like to this day, she still tries to get into like our hamper and get socks.
yeah.
Worst
She
thing.
loves socks?
Yeah, she's just, I don't know. She's weird, but she likes to chew on things. But I would be so worried because I think there one Christmas we had pine cones on our tree and they were like cinnamon scented. And she got a hold of one and she like chewed it
Mhm.
all up and I was so scared. Like I even went online to see like, 24-hour vets or like what to do, and there was like this online vet and I like paid for it and I was like asking them questions and they're like, oh, she's gonna be fine. Like they kind of like reassured me, like if she's not throwing up and if you see all the pieces like on the floor, that means she didn't really swallow anything, so she's fine. But I was like, the worry that I was in, imagine if it was an actual human. Oh hell no. Like I would have fucking, sorry, I would have rushed them to like an urgent care or to an emergency room because they freaking swallowed pine cones.
Yeah.
But I was like, dang, like this is hard. And then
Mhm.
same thing, the shedding, it got crazy at one point, and then we went to the pet store and we are kind of asking questions to the workers and they're like, oh well, maybe she has a chicken allergy, like some dogs have
Mm,
are allergic to chicken. So the
yeah.
we ended up changing her kibble to I think it's salmon. It's a salmon
Yeah.
based kibble, and I feel like it helped a lot in the sense where she wasn't shedding as much. But I
Mhm.
also like do the salmon oil or the fish oil.
Mhm.
I don't, a salmon oil, right? I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
And I had like a little treat. There's this brand called Dog is Human that I tried for 2 months, and I feel
Mhm.
like it helped a lot with her paw licking because
Oh, really?
she would lick and bite her paws so much. Um,
Mhm.
and then I was like, okay, like it's helping, but let me see if I
Mhm.
can find a different brand that would do just the same. So I tried this other one called, I think it's called like Zesty or something, and it's for
Mhm.
allergies. And no, it's not doing the same job. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna switch back. But they're so sensitive to everything, and I'm like, I'm done. Like I'm so done. But at the same time, it's like you just look at their cute face and you're like, oh, you go through it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's
You
how it
just,
was with Oliver. He was like, I was like, I can't deal with your paws. I just want to, I don't know what to do, you
yeah.
know? And so thank God I found that salmon oil because like when I went to the vet too, I went for that issue for his paws and she was like, yeah, some dogs are allergic to chicken, like, and beef. So if you want, just change them to a like fish based kibble. And I was like, ugh, okay. It was just like they could talk so they could let us know what's wrong. That's the only thing.
Yes, yes. Oh my God.
Do I need to buy a button to be like, tell me what's wrong, or
Oh my
something? I
God.
don't know.
The buttons. Have you seen the buttons that dogs press?
Hmm.
I want to get them, but at the same time, I haven't done it. Soon, maybe.
Yeah, no, mine. I feel like Oliver's really smart. Oreo, he's smart too, but he's like, I'm gonna be smart when I want to. Oliver's
Yeah.
like, I want to be smart for you anytime, because
Oh,
with him,
yeah.
I taught him how to sit. I taught him how to lay down. He gives me his paw. He's like right here, and
Oh.
he know it's funny because he knows he's very vocal. He's like a little husky, like not he's not a husky, but he's like a little husky inside.
Yeah.
He's a both of them are corgi, Australian Shepherd mix. So
Wow. Okay, I can see
yes,
that.
they
Yeah.
shed so much, but he's so vocal. Like he would like tell you like when we have a backyard too, so he loves when we play fetch with him. He'll bring
Mm-hmm.
you the ball, throw it to him, but he is so demanding. Like he'll bring it to you and start like throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, chill. To
Yeah.
the point where it's annoying, and I'm just like, why? But I still do it. I still do
Yeah.
it.
And that's
Scared me.
Oliver, you said, or Oreo?
Yeah, Oliver. You want to get
Oh.
up? You want to say hello? Come here. Come here. Let's see if he wants to get up. There you
Oh,
go.
dang. He's bigger than I imagined. In your pictures on Instagram, he looks smaller.
Yeah. No,
He's
he's a little
huge
baby.
next to you. You're so small.
I know.
Oh, he's
That's.
cute.
But yeah, here you have to go down. I know. Say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Like, okay. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like that's the only thing. Like, they don't know how to speak, so I don't know what's wrong. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm spending all this money, and maybe it's not even that.
Yeah.
And tell me what's wrong.
Yes. Oh, But I mean, as soon as you find like the fix, then you kind of like, okay, I know what it is finally. Like, thank God. It's like a huge pressure off your shoulders.
I do want to try the one you said. Dog is
Dog is
human.
human.
What was it?
Yeah, Dog is
Okay.
human. I'll send you their Instagram. They're pretty good. I think I'm gonna
Okay.
start ordering them again soon. But um, the price, I guess it's okay for what it is. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the other one, Oreo, he just licks his paws. Like, I mean, not raw, but it's just every time. It's like, when you're like sleeping in the bed, and your dog's just like licking, and you're just like,
going,
bro!
yes, I know. We bought a
It's a little.
cone. We have a cone for her for when she licks her paws. We just put the cone on her because we're kind of like, all right, you need to stop because you're gonna hurt yourself. We even bought like this anti lick spray, and it doesn't really work. But we try
Yeah.
we try to buy things and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. That's true.
But let's see. Do you have any questions for me?
Let's see. I know you said you were like what, an OGB? I can't say that.
OBGYN.
Yes, yes, yes. How long did you do that for?
So I worked with OBGYN for like 7 years. Right after high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I had applied to like a couple colleges. Like I know I had applied to CSUN, and I never heard back from them. And then I think I applied to like a couple other ones, but they didn't work out. I think when I had applied to CSUN, someone told me they're like, so sometimes they don't email you. You should try calling, but I never did. So
Maybe they're like, oh, we're expecting a rally here.
yeah, no, honestly, I probably did get in, but I just never followed up. But honestly, I didn't know what I wanted. I like thinking about it now, I feel like I'm more like of a creative type because I did go into trade school to do like medical assisting back office / X-ray tech, limited X-ray tech. And oh my God, I was like, I hated high school, but this trade school, I don't know if it's because I'm actually like interested in it. I was like an honor student and it was awesome. I loved it so much. And then after that, obviously they help their students try to get a job, and they found me a job somewhere that didn't work out, and I found a job somewhere else as a medical assistant. And I was supposed to go back to take my license test for X-ray, but when I was trying to get into contact with them, they were bought out by somebody else. So all my emails were basically going nowhere because they didn't exist anymore. So I had to physically go there, and they were still there, but it was a different name. And so I was like, what the hell? Like, no wonder nobody's answering me. Like, it's not the same like school anymore. So I went in, and it was the same teachers and the same staff. So I asked them like, hey, like I need help. Like, can somebody help me? And they're like, okay, yeah, like, I'm a little busy right now. Just email this new email. So I emailed them and they never got back to me. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. I started working with is it Northeast Valley? Yeah. I started working with Northeast Valley like as a lab tech. So I would like be a phlebotomist. Basically, I would draw blood and stuff. And that was only part-time. I think I was only going like, I think it was like half day on Saturdays. That was like my position, just one day. But my training was all week. So after I was done with my probation period, I ended up applying to a full-time job with their OBGYN, their women's health. And like that's how at that time is when I was trying to take my license for X-ray. But at the time I was working with like LVNs, nurse practitioners, medical doctors, and then they were like, why don't you just be an RN? Like just get your license in nursing. And I'm such a gullible, I don't want to say gullible person, but I'm like, if somebody tells me like, yeah, you should do this, it's super easy, just do that, I'm like, okay, I'll do it. Like, I don't really put too much thought into it. I'm like, okay, let me just get straight into the research of what it is and how to get there, and like I'll start doing that. So at the time I was like, let me go back to school. So I started going to Mission College and I started like doing my general ed classes. And of course, I took all the easy classes first. I'm super good at like English. So I took all the English first, I think, and communication, psychology, physiology, not physiology, sociology. So I took all those classes, and all I need now to do, like to apply for a nursing program, is like my math and my last, like the hard sciences. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I want this anymore. I was like, I don't want to be a nurse. Like, I appreciate them so much because of what they do. Their job is not easy. Like, I'm like, I don't know if I want the responsibility of having somebody's life in my hands. Like, that's a really big job. And one of the classes I needed to take was drawing, like a art class. And I loved it so much. I was like, I'm really good at this. And even the teacher, or the professor, she was like, what are you majoring in? I'm like, nursing. She's like, are you sure you want to do that? Because you're really good at this. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. She's like, well, if you ever want to take like another class, like I would really recommend you talk to like the head of the department or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. I didn't. But so I did OBGYN for 7 years. I learned so much with them about like the women's body and like what can happen to it. There's a lot.
Yeah.
That's kind of scary, but at the same time, I learned how to take care of myself better. Let's see. But right now, I actually just started a new job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and it's actually in the radiology department. So I was like, is this a sign? Like, should I go back? Should I go back to what I started with? Because X-ray is like radiology. Now I'm working in radiology again, and all like the techs are like, you should go back to school and do something in radiology. And I'm like, that's funny you say that, because that's how I started everything. So
I mean, like you can do it now, and you don't have babies, so you could do that.
Yes, that's another thing. I'm like, okay, that's something I stress about. Like, okay, if I want to have kids, I need to have something set. I can't just keep jumping around from job to job just because I want more pay, I guess, but I want more pay in something that I like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I'm still trying to find my way. So that's still pending. I want to say it's still pending. I'm still trying to see what I want to do, but I think I might go that route. I'm looking more towards that route, but at the same time, I'm doing this. I'm like doing podcasts. And then if I go back to school, I'm going to have to put my time into that. I mean, I can still do this, but I just don't feel like I would do it as often. Even though I'm just starting off, it's a lot of back and forth. Like, I don't know what I want to do. And then I start thinking like, oh, I want to open up a coffee shop, or like, I want to do this, something creative, something like my own business. And it's like, it's hard to decide. And I don't know what I want. It's hard.
Yeah. I understand that, like, because that's how I feel too. Like how I told you, I have a degree also in business, but what was it, in 20, I don't know if it was during COVID. Oh, no, 2022 is when I started my own business, because I, like you said, like how you're creative, I'm also creative. So I like doing like little crafts. Like I have my business in doing clay earrings.
Yes, I remember.
I love
So
doing that.
cute.
Like this year I just took a break just because like I would do them when I would work at my other job, and the other job was full time, but I had to go over there to the office and do that stuff. And then during the weekends I would do my earrings, and then sometimes I would take off work and just to do earrings, because I had like a what is it, a show? I don't know, like a pop up, like a city and all that stuff. And so I just had to take a break. I was getting over burn, and I was like, I need to just take a break. If anything, I could come back, you know. It's just crazy because then after that, like, it was crazy because I have to also, I'm like everything. I'm the social media, what is it, manager.
Yeah.
I'm doing, I have to go over there, sell the earrings. Thankfully, I call her my mother-in-law because we've
Yeah.
been together for, it's gonna be 6 years. So she comes and helps me sell my earrings, and I'm grateful for that because literally she's like very out there, and she's like, come get earrings, and I was like, look at the earrings, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's the last thing I want to do because I'm too exhausted.
Yeah.
Uh, but so I'm like everything, and I like from aside that I also have to make sure my taxes are paid with the state because I make that much money, and it's just crazy. And I was like, I just need to take a break, and maybe next year, or I said this year, like in the summer. So maybe in 2 weeks I'll go back and be like, okay, do something like a little collection like that, you know. But it's still independent. I want to do, you know, I still want to do a lot of things. And I want be a personal trainer. Then I really got into doing my nails, and I'm just like, I don't know, you know. It's just
Yeah.
I tell my sister that, the younger one,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, so now you want to be a nail tech? And I was like, no, no, no. I just want to, you know, I want to practice and do it on my nieces, and just, you know, do like that. I'm not gonna do that. But she's like, now you want to be this. Now you want to do this. Now you want to be this. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Aw. I know. I guess it's never too late to start something new, but when you do, it's like how you have your jewelry business, your earring business. It takes a lot to own your own business. Like I did candles for a while, and
I know.
I
I really
yeah.
loved it. I still have the little, what is it called? The little, what is it, jar thing, or where the candle was in? Ah, it smells so
Oh,
good. I swear.
yeah. Oh yeah, like the vessel, the actual like
Yes.
yeah.
Mhm.
I liked doing it, and like I liked, when it first started, like I had so much support from like a lot of people, and I was like, dang, like this is awesome, like it's working out, like I was so happy. And then after a while, you know, just like I wanted to compare it to like Bath and Body Works, how everyone's always buying candles from them. So I
Mhm.
was kind of like, okay, like I want to do the same. Like I want it to be that busy all the time, but at the same time, it's
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, like it dies down. So like in the beginning, it was
Yeah.
perfect, and then it kind of just like went downhill a little bit, and
Mhm.
then at the
Mhm.
same time, it was okay because I was working full time. At the time, I was
Mhm.
working from home, so it was cool. Like I would do stuff like on the side, like during my lunch or
Mhm.
like a break or something. I would do it in there at home. But
Mhm.
um I think my biggest like challenge was what I would spend on, and like kind of like just charting everything, like what I would spend on, how much I
Yeah.
was getting in, how much am I giving back, how much am I profiting, and stuff like that. Like that was like my biggest
Mhm.
downfall. Like I was like, okay, okay, like what am I doing? I know in the beginning
Yeah.
you have to invest, obviously, but after a while, it's kind of like, I'm not even keeping track. So why am I doing this? I was literally just doing it for fun, which was cool. Like I liked it. Like I like the social media part of it, loved it. The actually making it, loved it. I think the
Mhm.
biggest thing was because at the time I know my sister wanted to join me, and I was like, I'm sorry, but no, because I'm such
Yeah.
a like, I like things a certain way, and like I appreciate like if she would be like, oh, you should do this or that or this, and I'm like, okay, I'm still gonna do it the way I had originally thought of it though. And I don't want to be
Yeah.
mean. I don't want to be like, no, no, I'm not taking that. So I don't want to say I'm hard to do business with, but at the same time, I've never really tried it before. I'm good at
Yeah.
work, like working with other people, like at my real job, but I don't know how that would go if I was like a business owner. But who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know, right?
Yeah. We get
But
you. I get you.
yeah, that was a lot. Sorry.
No, you're fine. No, that's how I am too. Like with how you said with the business thing, I I still get so much support. Like I like doing. I feel like doing it online is harder than
Hmm.
doing it in person. Do events because people get to actually see your earrings, actually get to see if they are heavy or not. But like literally every time I do a show, I end up so exhausted, and I'm literally like this at the couch, just trying not to fall asleep because I'm so exhausted. I'm just standing there and like because we'll do them like during the winter, fall, and spring, not the summer because it's so hot over here too. It's like the valley; it's just so hot but
Yeah.
humid,
Yeah.
and so we we do them during like the spring. They have like this park downtown, and they have like little stands, and you could rent one out. So I'll do that for a little bit, but like this year I have not done that. But maybe for like Christmas, I know
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend that I met when I did a show in Tulsa,
Mm-hmm.
and she told me just do them like if you're kind of tired, don't give up on it. Just do them like during the seasons and all that stuff. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
do a collection every month and all that stuff because other people are doing it and all that stuff. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? You're right. Like I know like during Christmas, a lot of people are trying to find gifts and all that stuff. So I'm like, this is perfect. You
Yeah,
know?
like a little bit of side money on during the
Yeah.
holidays.
Hmm.
Okay, well, that's nice. I'm like, wow, we've been talking for an hour now.
I know.
Yeah. Let me see. Do I have any other questions? So you're still pursuing your personal training?
Yes. I'm still gonna try to do that. If anything, just try to do it online, just because I think it would be easier if I end up just doing that in my business and
Mm-hmm.
all. But if anything, like someone wants to do a one-on-one or something like that, just before, like try before you buy kind of thing.
Yeah.
That would be perfect too. But I really want to do that because like how I told you, I like really love this brand. It's like
Yeah.
going back to it stuff, but I really love Honor just because of like it's well, it's ran by women. It's like you see different women's bodies in it too, different colors, and it's all like all inclusive. I should be their spokesman. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Would
But I'm trying. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying. Like when I post, I tag them just because I would love to work with them. It's not even like because you get free clothes. No, it's just because I really love them. And so last year, they ended up having like a birthday event.
uh-huh.
And trust me when I tell you, I spent so much money that I'm like one of their VIP gold members. That I got like some
Wow.
early access, like tickets and like to be there. So I ended up going in September, and I went. I was like nervous because I was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I don't know anyone here. Like, but them online because I added all these people. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, they wear the same brand as me. It's like literally like a community. Like,
Yeah.
everybody supports everybody. So when I went, I was like, there's this one girl. She's like, it's me. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know who I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But I was like so like shy with everything. And it's just, and she was there, Chrissy. She was there just talking to everybody, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I love that she does that. I know, other brands might do the same thing, but I don't know. I just love that brand because everyone's like so genuine and so into like their own journey and why they do this and they're happy to do this and it's
Mm-hmm.
just crazy. But that's why this year they're doing it again and they're doing it in Venice and I'm gonna end up going there. I'm gonna end up going just because I mean it's free too, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna end up because I'm telling you, I love that brand. I
Yeah.
literally, I tell my boyfriend now, I'm like, ugh. Like he tells me because my birthday's like in 2 weeks or something on the 19th and all stuff, and he's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm just gonna be like, "Just buy me clothes from this brand."
Yeah.
Do it
Something I don't already have.
exactly. Even though I feel like I have everything, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, but not in that color.
um, what was I going to ask you? Have you like tried looking to see if they had any job openings, like for the actual like the company?
So they're based in London, and I would totally move over
Oh,
there. I would
yeah,
totally move. You know, it's
yeah,
a different place. I mean, but
yeah.
I think I tried applying to one, but it said like 3 days from work from home and then 2 days in the office, and I was like, dang it, I don't live over there. But if I lived over there, I would totally go and want to work over there. That would be so awesome. If she opens one over here in Cali, because she's gonna live in Cali now.
No
I'm gonna be like, can I just
way.
home? Can I work from home?
Yeah,
I'll
I don't.
answer questions.
Yeah, I don't see why not. You should reach out, see if they can do it.
We'll see, because I feel like she's busy or something, and I mean, she
Yeah,
just found out she's pregnant and all that stuff, so I'm just like, I
that's crazy.
don't
Wow. Well,
know.
you just gotta manifest it. You know how they
I know,
say,
that's
you just gotta speak it into existence.
I need to do a vision board with all the stuff that I want to do and all that stuff.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. I guess that's all for today, right? Is there anything else you would want to add on?
Let me see. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
Because
Um,
the podcast is all about like overthinking situations, which I feel like we did cover. Like when we talked
what's
about
funny?
kids. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like literally in the shower yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I could ask her this. I have all these things." And now it's just like when it's like pressure, and you're just like, what do I overthink?"
Right? You kind of blink out.
Yeah, I
Bec-
was gonna say, hmm, I don't know. Like,
Because like when you told me your story, I was like, dang, like if I was you, I would like feel so nervous about moving out of state without my like without my parents because I feel like I'm so attached to them. Even though I don't see them or talk to them all the time, I feel like I couldn't even imagine living so far away from them because
yeah,
it's like if I did want to see like if I do want to see them, I could just drive to them like now. Like that's
yeah.
what I thought when you told me that part of your story.
Oh, yeah. No, well, I said like I told you, like when I was in college, I was there for 4 years. I did come in breaks with my parents, like for winter break. I would stay with
Yeah.
them, and also really my younger sister's like, "This is your cajon in the pasillo, and you don't have a room. Like you're the dresser that you had. You don't have one no more. Like I was literally moved out. But for me, like when I was like in high school, my dad was really strict with me. He was
Mhm.
just like no boyfriend until you're done with college. I mean, that didn't stop me from having crushes.
Yeah. Oh.
That and he never let me go to a football game, so I never went to a football game when I was in high school. Yeah,
Oh.
telling you.
Yeah.
And then there, I remember one time when, what is it, for senior year, I had told him about prom, and he's like, "Yeah, that's fine." I was like kind of scared to freaking ask him,
I
and
remember.
yeah, so I was scared to ask him, and then it was funny because it was a day of, what was it that you guys went to Disneyland or something? What was that?
Grad night?
Like grad? Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw the buses there when he picked me up, and he's like, "Where are they going?" And I was like, "They're going to Disneyland." And then he's like, "Why didn't you tell me? I would have gave you money." And I was like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah.
Just like, I was just tired of trying, I would say being controlled in
Okay.
that aspect, or me trying not to be a disappointment. Because that's how I felt. Because my two older sisters, uh, like the oldest one, she ran away when she was like 14. And the one that, well, they both live over here now. But then the second one, she ran away when she was 17, but thankfully graduated high school too. And so I feel like my dad was really strict because of that.
Hmm.
And whenever, so that house that my dad still lives in, we've been living there since I was born. And he put like railings so my sister, like, so none of us would leave because my sister would run away.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I don't want to be living here for, that's why I applied. I literally could apply to college to CSUN, but I
Yeah.
never did. I was like, no, I'm not gonna be able to do nothing. Like I'm gonna have to. I need to be here. He's gonna be like, you need to be here by like 10 or something if you want to go to a party. Like, no, that is nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I was through my head, and I was like, that's why I'm gonna apply to schools far. Like the farthest was like Humboldt State, but I
Yeah.
didn't want to go all the way. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I think UC Davis is fine. And
Yeah.
then part of me, kind of regrets it just because financially, I mean, I don't have a lot of student debt, but it's just financially, if I would have gone to CSUN, I wouldn't be paying student debt. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
But the experiences and the friends that I've made over there, was pretty like fun because I
Yeah.
nobody told me no, you can't do this, no, you can't go. You
Yeah.
know,
The freedom.
it's Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, I don't want to go back to do that, even though I think my dad wouldn't have, cared. Because sorry, see,
It's
I told
okay.
you.
Yeah. That is scary.
But I told you. Now that I go to visit, and my dad's like, you shouldn't have like left for college that far. Like I wouldn't have like been so strict on you because you're already gonna grow up. And I was like, no, because you see me as your little girl still,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm grateful that he was strict with me because I feel like that is one reason why I didn't end up getting pregnant when I was in high school. Maybe I don't know,
Okay.
because I
Yeah.
was so scared of my dad. I was like, he's gonna be so disappointed. I don't want to disappoint him. Like I was that kind of child of like I don't want to be a disappointment to him.
Yeah. Oh.
And so that's why when I now that I I'm like grateful for what I have now because of that. But that's why I was
Yeah.
like, no, I end up moving because I really don't want to be here where you could like
Control
tell me what to
everything.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Oh,
even though
okay.
when we were leaving, my dad was like crying, like because my dad is like a macho man. He doesn't show no tears and all that stuff, and
Yeah.
he literally cried, telling me, "Why are you gonna leave? Like, don't leave," and all that stuff. When I was going with my sister to Oklahoma, and I was just like,
That
"This is
was
the
the
first time I
last
see you."
thing. Yeah, that was the last thing he expected, huh? For you to move with your sister to Oklahoma.
Yeah, he knew that I was gonna come back, But
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't, I don't know. Sometimes I do like think of like what ifs, a lot of situations and all that
Hmm.
stuff, and I'm like, what if I would have made this decision, what would have happened? Like I do want to say there's multi-universe where another version of me does that decision and all that stuff. I don't know. I want to go like, so what's your life? you
Yeah.
know, I don't know, but that's how I am. And yeah, I don't
Okay.
know.
No, yeah. Thanks for sharing that. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like if I were to have gone away for school for 4 years, I would
Mhm.
honestly, I'd probably be the same. I'd be okay with living far away from them. But because I haven't really experienced that yet, I'm just kind of like,
Mhm.
I guilt trip myself. I'm like, what if they need me and I'm not there? Like, it would be so hard. But then at the same time, it's kind of like, well, there are parents for a reason. Like, they can take care of themselves, but I mean, I guess it's just that like I want to give back, but I guess it's because
Mhm.
they do. I guess I don't know. It's just like a guilty, sad feeling that I get.
Yeah, that's why I told my parents. I was like, I want you guys to move over here, just like if anything, you don't have to pay anything over there. I know it's so expensive, so that's why I'm like, you can literally come over here. We have a room. You don't have to pay anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Oh,
to give back to my dad and all that stuff. But yeah, so I don't know. Like they don't want to leave either. It's California too. That's all they went from Mexico over here, and so that's what I'm
yeah.
like.
They settled and they're not gonna move.
Yeah, in the valley, and they're
Hmm.
not gonna leave the valley unless I tell them, "Come on, I force you. Come on, let's go."
Yeah,
You know what I
literally.
mean?
Yeah. I
But
mean, that's
I'm trying
great
to think
though.
what else. What else? I was like literally walking yesterday, going on a walk, and I was like, okay, these are the things I wanted to like say to
Yeah.
like but trying to think.
Mm, I feel like we got a lot of good stuff. If anything,
Hmm.
we can always do a part two for sure. Um,
Hmm.
I will go through this and edit it. I might take some stuff out. If I don't take anything out, I might make it into like part one, part two, just because it's a
Hmm.
little over an hour.
Hmm.
So it might be long.
Okay, that's
Okay.
cool. I was
Okay.
gonna say, like, even if you want to do one in person when I'm over there, that would be fine too.
Yeah, I have to look into it. Because the space I'm in right now, it's kind of small. I don't know how I would fit two
Mhm.
people in here, but I'm gonna see what I can do because I think my dad has like a room that he can let me borrow. But for sure, September, right?
Yeah, I will be there from like September. So my flight's at 11. No, my flight is on the 11th, which I was like thinking. I was like, oh my gosh, that's a 9/11. Kind of scared me, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh and then I come back. My other flight's on the 25th. So anything between those days.
Okay, for sure. I'll see what I can do and then I'll reach out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So just a quick outro. Thanks everyone for joining us. I hope that you find something that you can relate to and, you know, probably help you in some way. Thank you so much, Dulce, for joining me today. This was a lot of fun catching up. It's been forever, but definitely a lot of good stuff. And we'll see about having you back. Definitely in person. That'd be a lot of fun. Maybe with a couple
Thank you for
drinks too.
having me. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me again.
Of course.
If you have any questions, if you guys have any inquiries, if you want to have like a little personal online trainer, just let me know.
Yes, I'm going to include all your information below. And then for the listeners on Spotify, I'll also include the stuff in the description. Feel free to comment if you want anything else. But thank you again, and I'll message you. Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty,
Bye.
bye. Have a good one.
You too.